Welcome to Julie the Thrifty Designer. Today I'm going to kind of show you how I've done my dining room inspired by Ralph Lauren, but my take on it. Let's start with the dining room table. I think this has really turned out beautifully. I think it has the inspiration of Ralph Lauren pretty well on here, but my take on it, I don't want to lose Julie at the same time as trying to recreate the Ralph Lauren look. So a lot of this is me, and some of it would be what Ralph Lauren would do. So let's start with the place setting. I have a simple charger. Okay, let's just kind of deconstruct it and put it together. So I have this beautiful charger, and it's just black and gold, which is very elegant, and I believe has the look that Ralph Lauren would put in. And then I have these. It's actually just a paper plate. Had them for a long time, but they bring in, to me, that added sparkle, and it gives the red, it looks really rich and elegant. I don't think by the video you can tell that it was actually a paper plate. Maybe you can, but you know what? Saves dishes, gives the look that really sparkles, and you don't have to store all the heavy dishes. But we're going to do it this way. On top of this, I have these beautiful dishes. It's a poinsettia. They're newer, but I got them from the thrift store years ago, and I paid like $1.99, and I bet I got them on clearance, although I don't remember. So I'm off-centering it just ever so slightly, because what I have done here is my napkin. I had a lot of this fabric just stored away. Didn't even realize I had it. All of a sudden, I was going through all my Christmas stuff, and there it was. And I thought, Ralph Lauren Christmas pattern, because it's got all the colors. See, it's even got the bluish purple and the red and the green and some black and a little bit of even the beige. Totally. And I had so much of it, so I created a tablecloth, and then I created napkins. And this is one of those silver napkin rings that the Dollar Tree had. I don't know if they still do or not. I haven't looked. And then some of the sparkly ribbon wrap that they had. And I just hot glued it on there years ago. And I just put them on top and made myself a beautiful looking, elegant napkin set. And then some of you may recognize these, and maybe you didn't. I don't know. These are the plastic, crystal-looking Dollar Tree glasses that they have. They still have them. Get a pack of 2 for like $1.50. You can't go wrong. They look like crystal, and Ralph Lauren loves his crystal, and I can't afford the real crystal, and this gives the feeling of it without it being breaking the bank. And I think it looks very well and is very pretty. Then next, what I have put on here is my mama's beautiful goldware. This right here is quite old. It's from, I think, the 1950s. And that is also kind of a trait of the Ralph Lauren look, is to bring out your family heirlooms and make them extra special and use them. And so I brought out the gold so it would kind of blend and mix, and it looks very pretty and elegant. He mixes metals, and at this point I'm just staying with the gold for this part. But when we come up into there, you'll see where I'm mixing a little bit different things. But it just adds to this elegance. So now with the centerpiece, what I have done is I've taken a box. It's a treasure chest style box, and I've opened it up, and in it I put the antlers. And I know Ralph Lauren likes his stags. He also loves horses, but I don't have horse things at all. Just never got into horses much myself. And I wasn't going to go out and spend money on horse things just for this Christmas theme and then don't know what I was going to do with it. Money's tight for me, and I can't just go spend it on something that I'm going to use for this theme only and never need it or want it around in my home. But I do have all the deer antlers that I use at Christmas time, off and on, different ways of styling. So for me, I used the antlers. Goes with the stags that I know he does still like. And it's still very Christmas, and yet it gives this really interesting Ralph Lauren type of feel. I filled it with greenery and antlers, and then I have this beautiful little light. He doesn't like the lights from above. Now, I just realized I hadn't turned on the light above, so the first segments is a little bit darker, and I wanted you to see it a little bit better, so I did turn on the overhead light. But he's all about ambient lighting. And then up here, and unfortunately I can't turn these on and light them for you because I don't have AAA batteries. I have AA's, so I still have yet to go to the store and get them, and I don't get paid until tomorrow, so I can't get AAA batteries in all of these. But I got these from Amazon. They are very beautiful, and I like them. I do have one of the candles, but I'm not sure which one it is, that does have a battery in it, and they show up beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous. But I was telling you how I was going to use this old antique looking antiqued brass candle holder in the different ways. I used it at Halloween, I used it at Thanksgiving, and now I'm showing you how I've used it for Christmas. I simply just circled it with all kinds of greenery, and then I put in an ice bucket, a crystal ice bucket. I've had this one since probably 35 years, I think. It was given to me as a wedding present when I married my first husband. Well, it's 40 years ago now. Wow. But I've had it forever, and isn't it beautiful? And then I've had this bottle of some kind of wine, I guess. Red grape wine. Anyway, it's a Christmas blend. I don't know anything about it. It's never been opened, and I've had this one, I don't even know how long. So I just added it to it just for the look of it. It's just a Christmas wine that has never been drank. I probably had it for at least 10 years. I don't even know if it's any good. But anyway, I've added it there. You could add ice and chill your wine, or champagne if that's what you desire. Or in my case, it's just for show. And I would drink actually the sparkling apple cider. But you can put what you need to in it. And I think it's really taking on a rather beautiful Ralph Lauren feel with this material. I covered my chairs. They're normally white, and I covered them with the red slip covers you can get from Amazon. And here's the back side of the arrangement. And on here, I have an antique horn. This was one of those that was on those old cars, like the 1920s cars, and they would squeeze the bulb, and it would honk. Well, the bulb, I used to have it, but it just crumbled. I mean, crumbled. I had to just throw it away. It was no fixing it. Unfortunately, it was just too old. I mean, it might have been from 1910, I don't know, 1920. And if you blow hard, you can still hear how the horn sounds. This is 100-year-old. It's an heirloom. It was my dad's, and it is just so cool. So all the way around, I have something of interest. You can see the back of the box and how interesting that is. And I think it pulls this table together in the most interesting Ralph Lauren way. And I had put a green tablecloth on and then cut one of these so that it shows both. And I made it to match my Christmas curtains that I also got from Amazon. Since I only have the one window to change up in my house, I can get curtains. So these are from Amazon. I bought them a couple of years ago. And at Christmas, I can put them up. And then this year, I just did something very simple. I put on just a swag above it. Instead of a full garland, I just put a swag and put some berries and a red bow, which really makes for an elegant look, and hung some lights. And I think it really made it look very festive and pretty. And below it, I just hung this beautiful wreath. Now in the corner here next to my kitchen, I have where I've got all my blue and white dishes. And I again have just put up some simple paper plates. Oh, this one looks like it's coming loose. I've just taped it up here. Yeah, there we go. And different paper plates, and I don't have a lot to store because they take up minimal space. And yet they fit in these, just taped in place. And when Christmas is over, I just take them down and I have my blue and white again. And this one's over here, I can just rehang my actual blue and white ones. So they work very, very well. And I just put a charger and again, a paper plate up there to bring in this look of the red and the blue, which I think is also Ralph Lauren in many ways, although he would use the real china and the real things, but it gives the feeling of how I think he would blend the Christmas with his collection of blue and white china, or fine china anyway. And then years ago, the Dollar Tree had Christ is Born, and I just stuck it there. It doesn't show up a lot, but it's there and you can see it. And down below it, oh, I wonder what happened to my lights here. Oh my, they just burned out. I got to get a new strand. Oh boy, I had no idea until just now. But anyway, I just have a simple greenery and this holder here, and what I'm going to put in these, instead of candles, I've already washed them, but I'm going to put in the plasticware that we're going to use on Christmas Eve, the knives, forks, and spoons, and you can just come here and pick them up out of it. It works perfect for that. And next to it here, I have our plates. Now the plates I got half price at Hobby Lobby, and they just are a simple Merry Christmas, but they're plastic, disposable plastic. I decided, since we don't really set a table and everyone has to balance it on their laps, that the plastic will work better than the paper, because we usually have paper and people struggle with it. And this year I thought, nope, we're going to have plastic. And then the little dessert plates also. And then they also had this, he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Isaiah 9:6. And I thought those were beautiful. And I'm going to have plenty of napkins. But then these were ones I've had for a long time. I just happened to find them. And it's got the teddy bear. What's more Ralph Lauren than a teddy bear? I mean, I don't have teddy bears, so I haven't chose to use teddy bears around the house. I wasn't going to go out and just buy a bunch of things that I don't use on an ongoing basis. But there's my nod to Ralph Lauren with the teddy bear. And it works. And these will be open so you'll be able to use them. And I'll have napkins set in different areas. But right here will be our station to pick up our plates and our plasticware and napkins. And it pulls it all together and looks very festive. But now I've got to get new lights, I see. All right, over here is my side buffet and my corner. So we'll start in the corner. Again, up here, a charger with paper plates. And then my pictures here, I had put fall ones up at Thanksgiving, and you all saw those. They were beautiful. I went to the Dollar Tree and found gift boxes that had a couple of pictures that I just thought was so appropriate. And again, there's another nod of the teddy bear, but Santa delivering, and it's in the colors, and it's very festive, and it works. And this picture here of the cardinal on the lantern works because Ralph Lauren also likes lanterns, but so do I, and I love cardinals. And then I've had this beautiful nativity for years. It's probably the trip to Egypt, but it's gorgeous. And I simply put some blue and white because it's in keeping with my normal feel. And over here, another blue and white plate. And on my plate rack here, I've put in the red charger and a Christmas plate that I got a couple of years ago from the Dollar Tree, and another one of those plastic ones. And down here I would put a red charger, but there's not room. They don't fit because of the spacing. So I just have a plate from the Dollar Tree and another red plate that I think I got from the thrift store, and this faith plate I also got from the thrift store. Very elegant, very pretty, very much pulled together. And I have this Merry Christmas sign with a deer on it. I don't remember where that came from, but I've had it for a number of years. And it's just below, and it works very festively, sitting right there. Now let's talk about the buffet itself. We'll just start over here. I have my antique radio, family heirloom type of thing. And that, again, I think is in keeping with Ralph Lauren because he is of the notion of you use what you have and curated over time. So that's a 100-year-old radio. And I have this deer. I've had it for years. It was the Home Interiors. I wonder how many of you remember Home Interiors. I earned it from my parties, and I've just hung on to that. It usually only comes out now at Christmas time, but it sure is a beautiful deer. And I did find this tartan plaid plastic plate at the thrift store for 99 cents. So I did grab it because I thought, well, that's cheap enough. But I added greenery around him, and I have this table scarf, and I have the table set up for Christmas Eve. So I have different things sitting here. I need to wash them. They just got put in place right now because I'm going to wash all of them and make it fresh and clean just before we put the food on it for Christmas Eve anyway. But I have bowls that we can put dips in, and cookies, crackers, I don't know, cheese platters, divided things, different various things can go in my lifts and levels here. And also some more napkins, and these ones have the cardinals, which are so beautiful. And I've just simply added a little greenery and lights around them. And then the picture behind it is a picture I got from the thrift store. And it used to be framed. Oh, it was just absolutely stunningly beautiful. But in my move, it got dropped and broke. And the frame, which was actually a plastic frame, just shattered. Fell completely apart. So now I don't have it framed. I just lean it. One day maybe I'll try to see what I can do to find a new frame. It just hasn't happened. And during the year, I don't think about trying to find a frame to fit around him. So unfortunately, he just gets leaned against this when I'm using him, and it works perfectly. And he is Santa giving his homage to Jesus, acknowledging that Jesus is the reason for the season. I think it's beautiful. I've added antler and candles. It is absolutely very festive, and yet it's going to be very functioning. And now, right next to this, I have my heirloom tree, my family tree that has all my parents' ornaments. Next to it, a Dollar Tree sign that says Merry Christmas I've had for years. And one of their deer that I bought 2 or 3 years ago, and I just put it on a stand to lift it. It just needed it because over here had that, and when I didn't have it, it didn't have the balanced feel. And I know it, to me, it kind of made it feel more crowded, but yet it didn't look right not being balanced, so I put those in. But unfortunately, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it, but these were the candles that were my mom and dad's candles. And this year, all of a sudden, last night, they just burned out. But they're old. These are back when they electrified. See, they got the electric wire. Candles that they came out, I think, in the 80s when these were popular. So the strand down here is still working, but these ones up here is burned out, and I'm not sure what I can do to fix them. And since they burned out last night, I hadn't even tried. But on here, is all of the heirloom decorations. When I was a little girl, and I'll let you guys know I'm 61 years old. When I was a little girl, and actually before I was born, this was the star that was on our Christmas trees. And then these, I don't know how old they are, but they're beautiful. And if you look carefully, you can see the age of all of these ornaments. And back in there is one of those Victorian cutout angels. It's a Victorian style. And there's a Christmas card. And that Christmas card was my mother's father, so my grandfather's last card she ever got from him before he died. And unfortunately, he died before I was born. So that's a very old card. And in here, I've just kind of simply put a little bit of ribbon just for color. And more of the antiques. I have shown all of these in detail in last year's video, how I put this tree together. And this one is just absolutely falling apart. It's so fragile. And every time you touch it, a little more breaks off of this antique. This one, I'm betting, is Victorian, also hand blown. It was a grape cluster. And so I've just stuck it on there, hoping that it will manage to hold up. But there's just so many things on this tree that holds so many memories for me growing up. And I added these antlers just because of Ralph Lauren feel with my look that I am doing. And there's just so many really neat things on here. And this is cool. It's not old, but it's still neat. Son of God. These glow in the dark when they get enough light. A hand crocheted cross. And this antique, I don't know how old this is, but it's really old as well. And this, I remember putting this on the tree every year when I was a little girl. And these old kind of, they've lost their shine, but they used to really sparkle like a disco ball, you know. But they're old. And then my mama made that when she was a little girl. And if she was still alive this year, she would be 99 years old. Getting ready to be 100 in February. And I think these are from like the 40s and 50s. There's Santa and his sleigh and reindeer. They are just so cool. Just so many memories. An old bell. Reminds me of the movie where they said, teacher says every time you hear a bell ring, an angel gets its wings. A wonderful life. And this tree represents a wonderful life for me. So I hope you all enjoyed seeing how I have put this dining room together and all the beautiful memories, and yet creating new looks and encompassing a little bit of the Ralph Lauren feel, even though it's not completely. But as I said, I don't want to lose Julie in being Ralph Lauren. I like to add a little inspiration from him and his things that he likes to do, but I still got to keep me in the mix as well. So that's why I'm calling this a Ralph Lauren inspired Christmas look in this dining room. But it really is more me with the hint of Ralph Lauren. So thanks for watching, guys. I am wanting to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Stay tuned for my next videos, which will be in the next few days. I have finally finished decorating, and all of them isn't going to be decorate with me because I just don't have time to do that, especially since I wait till after Thanksgiving to start decorating, because I like to do each and every holiday to its own self. I don't get in a hurry like some of the other YouTubers do. And I understand why they do, because it does take a long time to get our Christmas up. But the way I decorate for Thanksgiving and Halloween takes a long time for me to get all of them up as well. So each month of the holiday season is designated to the actual holiday for me. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And I pray this is an inspiration to you. You take care and God bless. And happy decorating and Merry Christmas. Remember, Jesus is the reason for the season.